Hello, I'm Dr. Zivan Kharel, and today we are going to study the anatomy of the mandible of ox. Here we can see this mandible of ox. Okay, the mandible of ox can be classified broadly into two parts: the horizontal part of one half and the horizontal half of another half is the body, and the vertical part of both half is ramus. The left and right half of the mandible is fused at the middle by mandibular symphysis. This is mandibular symphysis. Okay, now let's study about the body of the mandible. This horizontal part is the horizontal part of the mandible is the body of the mandible. It is further classified into two parts: the anterior incisive part and the posterior molar part. And the incisive part consists of alveolar socket and four incisive teeth in each half, and total of eight incisive teeth in incisive part. While in the posterior border or molar part, we can see the molar teeth at the dorsal border. This is first premolar, second premolar, and third premolar. And this is first molar, second molar, and third molar. Total of eight molar teeth we can see. Okay, at the anterior lateral aspect of the body, we can see this opening foramen. This is mantle foramen, which forms the anterior opening of the mandibular canal. Okay, now let's study about the vertical part. This is the vertical part of the mandible, which is called ramus of the ramus. At its upper end, dorsal end, we can see the chronoid process. This is chronoid process, which articulates with the temporal fossa of the skull, and this is condylar process, which articulates with the squamous part of the skull. In between this chronoid process and condylar process, we can see a notch. This is mandibular notch, and this part is the neck of the ramus or neck of the mandible. And distally, we can see the angle of mandible or angle of jaw. This is called angle of jaw. Okay, so in this part here we have seen the lateral surface of the mandible. This can be easily distinguished by the presence of mantle foramen. It is anterior lateral aspect. Okay, now let's study about the medial surface of the mandible. In the medial surface, we can see this is mandibular foramen. This mandibular foramen is the posterior opening of the mandibular canal, and it gives passage for the mandibular nerve. And just below it, we can see the groove. This is lingual nerve, groove for the lingual nerve. Okay, here we can see this is the mandibular symphysis of the left mandible, which fuses with the right part in this manner. So it forms a complete mandible. This is right mandible, and this is left mandible of the cattle. The space here we can see, this is the space between two mandible. So it is called mandibular space. Okay, this was all about the mandible. I will keep updating. Thank you everyone. If there is any queries, you guys can ask me. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great day.